All right, well, I want to thank everybody for coming out to watch this meeting. I want to thank the students for volunteering and putting in some hours of their day just to get out and go through some ordinances. And congratulations to everybody who's elected. But with that, this meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mayor.
Present.
Susanna. Okay, so do you want me to go in order this way or just by, okay. Councilwoman Callaway.
Here.
Councilwoman Carter.
Here.
Councilwoman Davis.
Here.
Councilwoman Lipscomb.
Here.
Councilwoman McCants.
Here.
Councilman Said.
Here.
Councilman Walker.
Here.
We have a quorum, and this meeting is open for business.
So with that, please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Now at this point, Mayor Susanna will read her proclamations.
Whereas Ms. Heather Ross has demonstrated exceptional dedication, expertise, and passion for teaching, inspiring countless students and colleagues, her tireless efforts to creating engaging, inclusive, and challenging learning environments have earned her the esteemed title of Secondary Teacher of the Year. We also recognize hard work and dedication to not only to be an excellent teacher, but also to be an exceptional leader for Gadsden City's High School's National Honor Society. It is fitting and proper to recognize and honor Mrs. Ross' outstanding contributions to education and our community. Now, therefore, I, Ana Susana, Mayor of the City of Gadsden, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby proclaim with honor and recognition the 22nd of April, 2025 Secondary Teacher of the Year, Ms. Heather Ross Day. And whereas this 22nd of April, I as mayor of behalf of the city of Gadsden proclaim this day to be Coach Raphael Graves Day. Whereas Mr. Graves has hard work and dedication to Gadsden City Schools boys basketball team, to nurturing the boys with valuable wisdom, to not only learn the game of basketball and to advance as young boys, but also learn about themselves and who they want to be once life isn't all about basketball. Graves' actions and teachable moments helped the varsity boys for the first time in Gadsden history advance to the Final Four at JSU. An impactful moment like this made shockwaves around Gadsden, giving the boys tons of opportunities, letting the people of Gadsden know that things can be accomplished even in a small town with hard work and discipline. Whereas Ms. Iva Nelson has tirelessly dedicated herself to the betterment of our community, her unwavering commitment to training and preparing our young people for youth and government has been an instrumental tool in shaping the future of our city. And whereas her selfless efforts have provided invaluable guidance, support, and knowledge to our residents, empowering them with tools necessary to succeed. Also, despite her demanding responsibilities, she generously shares her expertise and time with our team by providing invaluable insights into the inner workings of the local government and giving us a deeper understanding of civic operations. Now, therefore, I, Ana Susana, Mayor of the City of Gadsden, do hereby proclaim April 22nd as a day of celebration and recognition for Ms. Eva Nelson's outstanding contributions. Miss Eva Nelson Day. Okay. I got one more. And whereas Mr. Sullivan has amplified the highest standards of teaching through his unwavering dedication to educating high school seniors in the vital subjects of economics and United States government. Whereas Mr. Sullivan's teaching style, deep knowledge of the subjects, and genuine care for his students have inspired countless young people to become informed, engaged citizens. In addition to his outstanding classroom instruction, Mr. Sullivan served as the instructor of Youth and Government program. He has mentored students in leadership, civic responsibility, and public service, preparing them to be active participants in our democratic system. Now, therefore, I, Anel Susana, Mayor of the City of Gaston, do hereby proclaim the 22nd of April, 2025, Mr. Chris Sullivan Day. Thank you.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning this ordinance? If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion to suspend the second reading of all ordinances and resolutions presented today.
Do I hear a second?
I second the motion.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Sid,
Yes.
Councilmember Walker.
Yes.
The motion carries. And then aye.
Moving on to the ordinances or resolutions, the chair recognizes Councilmember Callaway.
Thank you, Madam President. Small businesses are the heart of Gaston's economy, yet many struggle to gain the recognition and resources they deserve. While larger corporations often have the means to promote themselves and expand, our local businesses are sometimes overlooked. These businesses not only create jobs, but also shape the unique character of our community. By promoting local businesses and creating opportunities for them to thrive, we can strengthen the bond between businesses and residents while encouraging economic growth. The Economic Development Department can provide resources and guidance to small businesses, helping them navigate permits, licenses, and other essentials. The Planning Department can ensure local businesses are considered in the city's growth and development plans, while the Purchasing Division can prioritize local vendors in the city processes, creating more opportunities for small businesses to succeed. Additionally, collaborating with the Greater Gaston Initiative will help promote local entrepreneurs and highlight their contributions to the community. Creating a local business spotlight initiative will offer deserved recognition to Gaston's entrepreneurs, showcasing their hard work and dedication through city communication channels and community events. The City of Gaston should invest in supporting our local businesses by providing these resources and creating opportunities for them to shine. Let's take this step to ensure that our community continues to grow, prosper, and celebrate those who make it special. Thank you.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning this ordinance?
I have a question, Madam President.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Walker.
So do these small businesses have to go through like an application process in order to qualify for this, or is there like some type of qualifications for it?
When it goes through that, I would feel like it would be a local business. Yes, I feel like there should be an application process. Us as a council, I feel like we do need to say, if this gets approved, obviously, I feel like we do need to take the time out to discuss that. But yes, I feel like there are some stipulations for the local businesses, especially like if they're not completely up and running yet, you would want to have like at least already like have your name established. But yes, there should be something.
So the businesses should bring themselves upon the council in order for us to vote them in to get this benefit?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions? If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb,
Yes.
Councilmember Cants,
Yes.
Councilmember Sid,
Yes.
Councilmember Walker.
Yes.
The motion carries.
With that, Ms. Callaway's second ordinance.
Thank you, Madam President. Access to reliable internet is more important than ever, yet many residents of Gaston still face barriers to digital connectivity. Expanding Wi-Fi access across the city will not only help bridge the digital divide, but also create more opportunities for education, business growth, and community engagement. By providing free Wi-Fi in public parks, community centers, and downtown areas, we can ensure residents and visitors stay connected while enjoying Gaston's shared spaces. Partnering with local internet providers will help expand coverage to unserved neighborhoods, ensuring equitable access across the city. The Information and Technology Department can oversee the installation and maintenance of the public Wi-Fi networks, while the Economic Development Department can work with local businesses to support digital growth and innovation. Additionally, the Parks and Recreation Department can help implement Wi-Fi access in public parks and community centers, enhancing these spaces for everyone. Investing in a citywide Wi-Fi access is an investment in Gaston's future. Let's work together to create a more connected community where everyone has access to digital tools they need to learn, grow, and succeed. Thank you.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
Yes, Madam President, I have a question.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Davis.
Sorry. So this might be a silly question, but how doesn't Wi-Fi require you to have a password?
Okay, so I was actually earlier, like with one of the other city council members, we actually talked about this. There is like actually a plan to create this, and it's a tower-based system, so like how you would have, it would kind of work how you have like lighting systems.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be, yes, there would be like, sure, a password, quote unquote, but it would kind of be like your, more so like when you do like a City of Gaston census, and as we have like our census and everything, that's how we would kind of come up with like how many different Wi-Fi towers we would have, and then like the password would be based on like your zip code. So like the zip code, like especially for like, obviously like other people can come in, then there's like the universal one, but like based on your zip code, there's different Wi-Fi like towers, and based on like, let's say 35901, you have 2 towers in that one. So
Yeah.
there's 2 different like cell towers. So your password for your zip code, like it's your zip code, yes.
Okay.
Are there any further questions or statements?
I have one, Madam President.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Walker.
So the citywide Wi-Fi access, wouldn't that also like bring an increase of hackers and stuff like that, of people stealing your personal information that you put onto the Wi-Fi?
Potentially, yes. That's why I think as like us as a council together, I do think we need to discuss it. Because I feel like Wi-Fi, yes, it is. There's benefits to having the free public Wi-Fi, and then there's also downsides because I mean it does expose us to more things. But I feel like again, I said our technology department can help with that because I mean we have like the best technology department there is. So I feel like we can work together with that to create, okay, how can we create a safe and secure public Wi-Fi system for the city of Gaston to use that's reliable and people can do, because I mean, not everybody can afford Wi-Fi because it is expensive, so, but yes.
Are there any other further questions? If there's not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis?
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
Yes.
Councilmember McCants?
Yes.
Councilmember Said?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
The motion carries.
The chair now recognizes Councilmember Carter.
Thank you, Ms. President. Some of the most in-demand jobs right now are trade and tech jobs. These are jobs that are reasonably easy to learn, and they do not take much time nor money compared to college. Let us not forget how important these jobs are to the American economy. Tech jobs include electricians, welders, plumbers, HVAC repair, mechanics, body repair, dental assistants, cosmetology, and so much more. I applaud the mayor and the city council for their efforts in bringing in new jobs and industry. With career tech credentialing being a new component for student graduation, this ordinance calls for a better relationship between the city of Gaston and our high school tech and trade school. With Gaston State building their new state-of-the-art technical school that will further provide opportunities for young men and women that would like to go into the technical or trade fields, I believe that we should establish an apprenticeship program that will give Gaston City High School technical students an opportunity to put their newly learned skills to work within our city departments. Our citizens, and especially our GCHS students, will benefit from this relationships. Students will gain much-needed job experience under this apprenticeship program and will assist them towards earning their certifications.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance? If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis?
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
Yes.
Councilmember McCants?
Yes.
Councilmember Said? Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
With that, Ms. Carter's second ordinance.
Thank you, Ms. President. I would like to also address the fact that the city of Gaston has recently become a hub for the homeless. We as a city should find a way to lower the number of homeless people we have. I propose that we work with the Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Department of Health and Human Services to seek grant money that will allow us to address the needs of the homeless within our community. The RHG program is made up of 3 components. The first component of the RHG program should address the purpose of repurposing vacant buildings in the city and renovate it to provide the homeless population somewhere to live. The second component of the RHG program will also work alongside local businesses to partner with that will allow these homeless citizens a place to work and earn an income. The third component of this program is to provide classes that will allow them to learn how to manage and budget their money, address mental health issues, and work towards recovery of addiction. Homeless people will only be allowed to stay on this program for a certain amount of time or until they make enough money to be financially stable. Therefore, I propose that we should move forward with a study and partner with the above-named federal departments to implement the RHG program to address the homeless problem in the city of Champions.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance? If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis?
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
Yes.
Councilmember McCants?
Yes.
Councilmember Said?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
Motion carries.
The chair now recognizes Councilmember Davis.
Thank you, Madam President. So for my ordinance, I chose to speak about a non-emergency line for our elders. Many elderly people live in their homes with no assistance, so they call the emergency line, which is your fire department and police department, for basic necessities. And it can be very difficult for our firemen to go out every single time for something very simple. So if there is leeway in our budget, we could employ a non-emergency set of firemen, paramedics, or police officers. Many firemen and paramedics will stay extra shifts for more money, but that can be very tiring since it's 24 hours awake, basically. This would give them an opportunity to have a break, essentially, and then from their previous shift while making money. Although it may be hard for the city to gather like an entire crew, I get that. So the city could hire a completely separate group of people other than like our main like group of firemen or police department that can control the non-emergency line. And those people could either be first responders or volunteers, because I know we have volunteer fire departments here in the city of Gadsden. And as a person with I have a family member who's a fireman currently, and I think it is important to have a set of people to help our elderly in the community. And I think that's just the respect that we owe them, but sometimes it's hard when you're just busy. I just don't think it's beneficial for them to call every single time for a minor issue. So I think that's something simple that we could employ.
Yeah. Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
Madam President, I have a statement.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Callaway.
I love that, actually. Like, it's not really a question or anything. I think you kind of covered everything, but I do, and I think that's actually a really good thing to have, because there are, like, so many, not just, like, and it's not just, like, elderly people. It's just, like, people in general who, like, I mean, like, you would call the, like, the police officers or the fire department for, like, simple stuff, but they don't have to, like, do it all the time. But I do agree with that. I think that's actually a very good project, so.
I agree. I really like this bill, Councilmember Davis. Are there any other questions or comments?
I also have another statement. I personally know some firemen through my work and everything like that, and they always make comments saying, oh, I just had this call saying I had to give somebody aspirin for a massive headache or situations like that. And also it could be very beneficial for the citizens of Gadsden, so they don't have to pay as much of a fine as much as it is to take an ambulance or something like that.
True.
Absolutely. Any other questions or comments?
I have a question. This secondary line, would it be, you mentioned volunteers, would the volunteers be paid?
No, because like, well, I guess if you are paying your actual first responders, we could organize something along those lines, but I don't know if they would be paid the exact same as your official first responders. But also because they are volunteers, just like they are like the ones on the mountain. And there's some in Horton Bend, the Horton Bend area. They would just kind of volunteer, and they're also not coming, I guess, from another shift. Because that's typically what I was thinking of, is they're coming back from a shift they did the previous day to this. So I don't know. It just depends.
So would this be the sort of thing that people who are seeking to become somebody in the health field would probably volunteer doing for some maybe resume sort of thing?
Yeah, I think that would be very helpful also to kind of test the waters to see if you like being a fireman or police officer, see if you like that type of like action, I guess. So I think that would be very beneficial to be involved in. And I even think that during the day you could get like maybe like high schoolers or some like college kids involved, not just adults who are volunteers or first responders already.
Are there any other further questions or comments?
One last statement, I promise. So we could use, say, EMTs that are in their clinical hours or firemen that are in their clinical hours to, because I know you have to get a certain amount of hours before you can actually be officially an EMT. So we could probably use them, the EMTs that are in their clinicals, so we really won't have to pay them, but they're getting their clinical hours done.
Yes, I think that would be great.
This is a new city of Gadsden City High School, so we don't have rules yet. So we're going to open the floor to our district attorney, Mr. McCoy, for his comments.
Councilwoman Davis, will the city provide training for these volunteer first responders, or will they have to have training prior to volunteering?
I'm gonna think about that. Well, I think for you're gonna have like your volunteer firemen, and typically those are the older crowd. You don't have very many young volunteer firemen, but then also you're gonna have first responders who are like already first responders, like already trained officials, so working that. But then I think it could be like a part of the training process for the kids who are like learning or kind of like interning. That can be kind of a learning experience for them. So maybe like for those type of people who aren't getting paid, that can be their learning experience and stuff.
Thank you.
Are there any other further questions or comments? If there are not, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis?
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
Yes.
Councilmember McCants?
Yes.
Councilmember Said?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
Motion carries.
With that, Councilmember Davis's second ordinance.
Thank you, Madam President. So for Perfect. Okay. So for my second ordinance, I chose to bring back recycling. I found an article written by Hannah Ritchie, Veronica Sembroska, and Max Roser. They're editors and scientists of Our World in Data. They wrote that plastic production has sharply increased over the last 70 years. In 1950, the world produced just 2 million tons, and it now produces over 450 million tons. So I think that's just really sad to think about how much plastic is going off into our earth, going up, I don't know, however that works and stuff like that. Because, plastic doesn't decompose, so it's just going to stay here forever. I've noticed around Gadsden and at the homes of our people, there's not a single recycling trash can. You might find your couple here and there, but you really don't see them. So that means that all that plastic is ending up in our normal trash, then is also going out and polluting our earth. So I know that we can't solve our world's problems, but I think we could make a small difference. And with the Department of Public Works, we could issue recycling trash cans or bins to each home, or at least create a space where everyone can put their plastic or just stuff like that to recycle. And I think this small initiative could help clean up Gadsden and maybe influence other cities around us to also recycle.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
Yes.
I would like to recognize our mayor, Miss Susanna.
Okay. So you said we're providing the trash cans, right, for the recycling?
Yes, I would think so.
Okay, so I know when I lived in California that my mom used to recycle her cans, like her soda cans and her water bottles, but she used to get paid for recycling those. Would it be just a recycling thing, or would people get paid for recycling?
So, I never really thought about that, and I have heard about that, but that didn't really come into my mind. So, I think we could do that, I guess you would do a couple cents per can, nothing crazy, but I do think that would help and motivate people to actually recycle. So yeah, I think we could do that. Madam President, you ready?
Are there any other questions or discussions?
I have a statement. I just want to say I really agree with that idea, and I never really thought about it until just now when you brought it up. I know some, because I'm from Texas, and she said she's from California. So many other cities have recycling bins. I never thought about why doesn't Gadsden do that? I got a in Texas, I got a recycling bin and a trash can, and they picked up recycling and trash on the same day. And we, the soda cans, we also could take them to a place and get paid for them. But I really that could just be a separate thing. It doesn't need part of the recycling. But yeah, I guess I never really thought about how Gadsden doesn't do that, and that's crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree. I first saw this in Tuscaloosa, and so that's why I thought we could implement it here.
I have a quick comment. I think this is a great ordinance. I know that if we were to have some sort of easy access to recycling, we would definitely do it in our home. Would you be interested in maybe altering this ordinance, adding in that you would get compensation for recycling and then us revisiting it?
Yes, I would be open to that.
So can we do a motion to carry it over?
I motion.
And do I hear a second?
A second.
Okay, with that, we will vote to motion to carry it over.
Councilmember Callaway?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis?
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
Yes.
Councilmember McCants?
Yes.
Councilmember Said?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
The motion carries.
The chair now recognizes Councilmember McCants.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for your time. Today, I would like to propose that Gaston City High School adopts a 4-day school week instead of our current 5-day one. Attending school is one of the most mentally taxing things a teenager is required to do. Other activities, such as work or extracurriculars, have the added benefit of pay or the student having willingly signed up for it. One of the biggest challenges of schools is the amount of time a student must spend there. So shortening the week and giving students a longer weekend would encourage students to attend more and cut down on absences. To meet Alabama law requiring students to have 1,080 hours of instructional time, schools will be extended by 2 hours. This means school will begin at 8 a.m. and end at 5 p.m. Following this model, there will be 135 school days as opposed to our current 180. At the end of the day, Thursday, students who rely on free breakfast and lunch will be provided with bagged meals for the next day. This abbreviated week would only apply to high school students so as not to force parents to find childcare for younger students who cannot be left alone.
Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
I have a question,
The
Madam President.
chair recognizes Councilmember Walker.
So with with school ending at 5 p.m., wouldn't that mean athletes would have to stay even longer over to like the hours of 7 and 8? Meaning it'd be harder for them to get sleep or like hang out with friends and live the normal high school life and everything like that. And also, wouldn't it make kids get tired of school more often because it ending at 5 p.m.? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I get tired of it ending at 2 for me, so.
Yes, I believe with this schedule that students, like we already currently have, students who practice during school times, you have time for that. And for extracurriculars such as footballs and things, you would have an entire day on Friday to have practices in which you can even have more individualized practices for that entire day. Students who get more tired, I feel, myself and other people who I've spoken to this about, feel that the entire day on Friday, as opposed to those 2 hours you would be given away, it would be made up for it.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Callaway.
Okay, I understand the want honestly, nobody wants to stay in school that long, but with the Alabama requirements and us having to leave at 5 o'clock, as a student athlete and as also a member of the band, first semester, us not, on Friday, we still come to school. So you're telling me that it would be, let's see, our band practices are normally last till 5, so I would be there for 2 more hours. So you're saying my band practice will be from 5 to 7, 8, basically. And I just don't think that that's like beneficial. And I mean, school's hard, but I mean, we're kind of required to do it. And I feel like the 5 days does space out. I mean, we already get out at like, once you become a senior, you kind of get out at like 12. So I just feel like definitely the 5 p.m. and especially I just feel like it's really taxing on your student athletes and like also your members in band, all their JROTC practices after school too as well. So I just feel like it's really taxing on those students.
Of course, but as I mentioned before with Councilmember Walker, I believe that with the longer schedules, you would have time during class times to have those practices.
And what about students that co-op?
Students at co-op would be able to have a co-op class during that time.
So the main reason of co-op now is so students can go into work earlier, like around 2. So if they have a co-op class, wouldn't that mean they're missing even more classes? For example, 2 classes if it's on an hour-and-a-half block?
I'm sorry.
Are there any other questions or remarks?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have
Okay,
a
whoa.
question too.
Let the chair recognize you. Let's calm down. The chair recognizes Councilmember said.
I'm just curious, how many blocks are we talking in a day? Like, how many classes are we talking in a day? Because then people are going to have to go home and do all that homework.
My hope with longer class times would mean less homework given to be done after school.
Oh, okay.
President.
Are there any other questions or remarks?
Me. Yes. Madam President.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Davis.
So what about the breaks? Like, how would that affect Christmas break, Thanksgiving, fall, summer break, spring? Is it different?
I would hope with more time we can instead maybe we would have longer winter and spring breaks because we would have less, with more hours in school a day, you would have less days you actually have to be present.
Would we like to vote?
Maybe.
Do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance? I would just like to, okay. Do I hear a second?
A second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway?
No.
Councilmember Carter?
No.
Councilmember Davis?
No.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
No.
Councilmember McCants?
Well, yes.
Councilmember Seb? Councilmember Walker.
No.
The motion is defeated.
I can't see. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh goodness. All right. Okay, we voted. Okay, with that, Councilmember McCants, second ordinance.
Well, I hope this one's less controversial. I propose that the city establishes a citywide program to help diminish the mosquito population. In the summertime, Gaston has an awful mosquito problem, and before the summer, I've been bitten all Easter. It's been awful. Okay. It's impossible to be outside for any amount of time without getting bitten. Mosquitoes are a nuisance. Not only do they discourage people from spending time. Where's the gavel? Okay. Mosquitoes are a nuisance. Not only do they discourage people from spending time outside, they can also carry dangerous diseases. I propose a plan to employ environmentally friendly repellents along with community involvement to help bring down the mosquito populations. Property owners would be required to eliminate or regularly treat standing water sources like clogged gutters to deter mosquito breeding. The city would be required to provide workshops and free resources like the environmentally safe larvicide kits, and to encourage and assist property owners. City managed parks and public spaces will strategically place mosquito repellent plants like citronella to reduce insect population. Maintenance as well as evaluation of the effectiveness of the program will be done annually.
Are there any questions or discussions concerning the ordinance?
I have a question, Madam President.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Walker.
So with this mosquito repellent, I know that I live close to like a lake or a river, and most of them come from there. So since most mosquitoes come from like lakes or rivers, and we have a massive river running through the city, how are we gonna like repel them from our river without polluting it even more?
We would try our best to find the most environmentally friendly for that situation. Maybe we might, I don't know, it might not be able to be as effective in that specific place as other places that are more that are farther away from such large mosquito ridden areas.
Are there any other questions or concerns? The chair would like to recognize our other city attorney.
You said
New rules. Sorry. Yeah, new rules.
You said that you would like to plant citronella. Is that kid friendly and dog and pet friendly in parks and stuff? Can pets eat it?
Well, I believe it is. We could do our research and make sure it's not put in maybe a dog park. Most parents don't allow their children to eat plants anyway.
Didn't stop me when I was a child.
In that cases, mayhaps not in parks, but in other community places such as sidewalks or like sidewalks in like busy like city streets.
Are there any other questions or concerns? Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't some trucks have like repellents and they like already do that with the trucks and they like spray the roads and it kind of stinks?
They aren't very effective though.
Okay, so that's what this is for. Great. Okay. Oh, I think there's another question.
I have a question.
The chair would like to recognize Councilmember Said.
So I was just thinking about it. So I don't know how this is. I don't know if we've done any research. I'm just curious. So like I hate spiders and I want to get rid of all spiders, but spiders like kill other bugs that like if you get rid of spiders there'd be so many of these other bugs, like it messes up the whole ecosystem. Is that the way with mosquitoes? Like what if we kill all mosquitoes and then like a meaner bug like comes up and it's like I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. Just like our bee problem, bees sing, but they also help pollinate trees. Mosquitoes have a very small effect on pollination, but it's not in any significant way that the dangers of mosquitoes would far outweigh their benefits. So getting rid of all mosquitoes would be much more effective and beneficial to the committee than saving them for the teeniest amount of pollination they do.
Do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
No.
Councilmember Carter,
No.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Said,
Yes.
Councilmember Walker.
No.
Okay. I have a majority still.
The motion carries.
The chair now would like to recognize Councilmember Said.
Whoa.
Yeah, let's like shorten this. Shorten that. Oh, wait. No, you're good.
Hey guys. My ordinance is called Community Arts Activation Ordinance. The goal of this ordinance is to promote access to the arts and provide local artists and performers with more opportunities to share their talents by activating underused venues across the city, such as the amphitheater and the venue, or privately owned venues for the fine arts showcases, performance, workshops, and exhibitions, like privately, such as like we would partner with like privately owned businesses and hopefully drum up business for the city and get more people to come in. The city would establish an Arts in Public Spaces program, an APSP, managed by a Department of Cultural Affairs or designated by like a city arts liaison, or the new city arts council that I just learned today was made. Would totally be helpful in providing this. The APSP will identify eligible venues and create a schedule of availability for arts-related programming. The city will then issue a quarterly call for submissions from artists, performers, and art educators interested in providing. So this would be anyone with musical talents, bands, theater groups, artists who want to do a showcase to just show their art, comedians, anyone like that, anyone with a talent they want to share. Private venue owners may opt into the program through a partnership agreement, which includes maybe a liability protection and a promotion through city channels, just a way for them to get some incentive out of this. The city will provide small grants or insurance support or any kind of service like security or setup to any participating venues. We would help them. And at least 20 events should be held annually in our underused venues throughout the city, and the program would track attendance, artist participation, and community feedback. A report will be submitted to the City Council each year evaluating the program's success and making recommendations for expansion. Funding for this program should come from any existing arts and culture budget or maybe even federal or state grants. The city could also seek sponsorships, donations from local businesses and art organizations, anyone willing to help, basically.
Are there any questions or concerns? The chair would like to recognize Councilmember McCants.
During these annual events, there would be ticket sales.
Yes, there would be ticket sales. We're giving them an opportunity for artists to not only make money themselves, but they don't need to require ticket sales. Like if someone just wants to show off, or if an artist wants to, it's really up to the artist themselves.
Okay, further question. With these ticket sales or no ticket sales, I suppose, would the city receive a part of that?
No, the city is providing opportunity because they get the people to come into the city and hopefully look at what else the city has to offer, such as the falls. We're trying to get people to come to Gadsden, basically. We're giving our artists in Gadsden an opportunity to express themselves to the public, and the city in return gets people to come to the city.
Are there any other further questions or concerns? The chairman recognizes Councilmember Davis.
So, would this be like kind of like a talent show you just sign up, or is this also going to be like an application process? Like, do you need to like provide a video of what you're about to do so we can approve it type of thing?
Yes, an application process is necessary, but a talent show wouldn't be how I put it.
Sorry.
We're using like venue. We're using multiple different venues around the city for whatever an artist would need. But of course, we'd have to, an artist would have to apply, and we'd have to see what their talents are capable of because they are representing the city of Gadsden.
And you like told her that like the city would not make any money off of it. And I know you had previously explained like you'll kind of take the money like as in like I guess donations. Is that what you were saying? So we won't personally put any money into it?
No.
Okay, because I thought if we were putting money into it, we should also get a little bit back because I don't know how we would be able to afford that.
I think we could amend the ordinance that way. If we need to put money into it, we should get money back, and then we could require ticket sales and a cut of ticket sales.
Okay.
Are there any other further questions or remarks? With that, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis?
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
Yes.
Councilmember McCants?
No.
Councilmember Said?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
The motion carries.
The chair would now like to recognize Councilmember Said. Do you have another one? Just kidding. The chair would now like to recognize Councilmember Walker.
Good afternoon. I have a few issues regarding the city of Gadsden. There's a problem with public smoking throughout our neighborhoods, especially when we have our children around. Exposure to secondhand smoke causes significant health risks such as respiratory illness, heart disease, and cancers to the residents and visitors of the city of Gadsden. We as a city should be committed to promoting a clean, safe, and healthy environment for all members of the community, including children, seniors, and individuals with health conditions. Prohibiting smoking in public areas will increase the quality of life, reduce litter from cigarette wads, and encourage healthier lifestyle choices in the city. Ways we could implement this ordinance is to prevent the inhaling, exhaling, or burning of any type of cigarette, e-cigar, or cigar in any public places. By public places, I mean anything enclosed or outdoor area owned or operated by the city of Gadsden, or any area accessible to the general public, including parks, sidewalks, streets, and public transportation. This ordinance won't apply to private residents such as homes, inside privately owned cars, or privately owned businesses. To enforce this ordinance, we would place signage around the city or fine any person violating this ordinance. People have the right to smoke, but it's a more basic right to breathe clean air.
Are there any questions or discussions concerning the ordinance? What's your position? What do you do? City what? The chair would like to recognize the city engineer.
I was wondering what would happen, for instance, if there was a privately owned business, but their parking lot, so to say, or their area was right next to a public street.
We would tell them about the new rule, but they have to be inside their own privately owned business. And for example, their parking lot or the street that they're on is owned by the city or owned by the public, so it wouldn't be allowed on public property.
So would you penalize the owners of the business or the customers?
It depends on who's the type of person. There would be signage on the street, for example, like a speed limit sign. It'd be like below saying no smoking, so we would penalize the person that violated this.
Would this include Huddle House? That's a serious question. Aren't they known for that? Am I wrong?
It's privately owned business, and most people smoke in the inside of Huddle House, unfortunately.
Okay, just making sure.
I thought they stopped that when they redid Huddle House.
Is that not Waffle House?
No. Oh, no, they stopped smoking in Huddle House a couple years ago.
Oh. Are there any other further
Sorry.
questions or remarks? The chair recognizes our second city attorney.
You said that you will fine people for smoking in public properties. How many fines can you get until you're arrested?
It'd be the same policies as such as our littering policy. It's just a continuous fine, and if someone realizes they're losing so much money because they're paying so many fines, they'd eventually stop.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. Sorry, can you repeat what you just said? So you just continuously fine someone, and if it's a repeat offense, they would eventually face jail time?
Yes, because say their first offense is 25, their second offense is 50, and then so on.
Okay, got it.
Any other questions?
I have a question. In most of our public spaces, smoking is already prohibited, so I don't understand, like which places would be affected more. Because in most like parks and things, you can't smoke anyway.
There's usually not significant signage in those parks.
Okay.
Any other questions? If there are not, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb,
Yes.
Councilmember Said,
Yes.
Councilmember Walker.
Yes.
Motion carries.
The chair would like to recognize Councilmember Walker for his second ordinance.
So my second ordinance is about cameras in public parks. The purpose of this ordinance is to enhance public safety, prevent vandalism, deter criminal activity, and promote a secure and welcome environment for all residents and visitors within the public parts of Gadsden. The city shall post clear signage in all areas under surveillance to inform the public of active monitoring for safety purposes. Funding for the installation and maintenance of the cameras shall be allocated through the city's public safety budget through applicable state and federal grants. Installation should begin within 90 days of this ordinance's passage. This ordinance enhances public safety because cameras can deter criminal behavior such as vandalism, theft, and drugs we use in parks, making them safer for family and children. If you didn't know, like at the falls, if we had cameras there, it wouldn't be as vandalized as it is, especially walking down below the waterfalls and everything like that. It could provide support for law enforcement. It could enhance the community's confidence knowing that public spaces are monitored and can increase residents' sense of security, encourage more park usage. It protects public property and also emergency responses. The footage may help first responders assess situations more quickly and accurately.
Is there any discussion or questions? If not, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway,
Yes.
Councilmember Carter,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb,
Yes.
Councilmember McCants,
Yes.
Councilmember Said,
Yes.
Councilmember Walker.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, home stretch. I would like to take a moment to discuss a couple of possible ordinances. Let me pick which one I want to do,
You got 3.
but I'm going to pick 2. 2 and 3. All right. Commercial airline space at the Northeast Alabama Regional Airport. A little context, we have an airport in Gadsden. So this would provide commercial space and tax rebate and credits to any commercial airliners who provide service through the Gadsden Airport for no less than 6 months out of the year. Commercial airlines being Delta, America, etc. The nearest airport to Gadsden, Alabama is Birmingham Shuttleworth International Airport in Birmingham, Alabama, which is 53.3 miles away or about a 1-hour drive. Another major airport in which most international and mainstream flights take off is the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport in Atlanta, Georgia, which is 92 miles away or a 2-hour and 5-minute drive. Lots of research for this. For Gadsden residents to take off from one of these airports will add numerous hours to their travel time. Although our local airport is known for their famous Evoque Aviation, which basically gets commissioned for painting airplanes, boats, planes, buses, etc. Our runway of 150 feet by 6,802 feet is capable of landing, which I found out today after talking to Councilmember Kent Back. We also have airport, like in the airport we have our Army and our Air Force. They land their helicopters and planes out there, so we have plenty of space for that. But they're also capable of landing a large commercial airplane, which only requires 5,900 feet compared to the 6,800 feet. Not only will encouraging commercial airlines to land in Gadsden allow for Gadsden residents to easily travel to airports in Birmingham and Atlanta, but it'll also allow individuals from other states to fly directly to Gadsden. This could be entrepreneurs who are interested in investing in Gadsden, as well as families who are considering moving to a new home. This ordinance would encourage transportation to and from these major airports, thus bringing more economic benefits to Gadsden and allowing our residents a faster option to travel. Are there any discussions or questions concerning this ordinance?
I have a question.
The chair recognizes Councilmember Said.
So I know you said our runway is long enough, but are we talking about building more runways too and like expanding the airport itself?
No, so this would be using the runway that we have currently, but it would provide a housing unit for commercial airplanes to stay in while they're in Gadsden.
Okay.
So no effect to our current runway. Any other questions?
I have a question.
The chairman recognizes Councilmember Walker.
So I know the Gadsden Airport is currently being used as it's an airborne base for the Army National Guard.
Yes.
And airborne is when they actually jump out the planes.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't the housing units also like cause harm to the members of the National Guard? Because I know they're bad at jumping and they run into trees a lot.
So the housing units are already there. So if you look at our base right now, we already have they're almost like giant garages where they paint the airplanes, also where people can keep their personal planes. It would just add one more, which is still all in that one row. And then when they jump, I'm sure they have designated spaces for those soldiers to land. Also, hey, a little bit more experience, one more thing to dodge. So why not add one more thing to the airport? That's a good point, guys. Yeah. A little bit more to dodge. Are there any other questions or concerns? If not, we will move to adopt a motion to adopt the ordinance. Do I hear a motion?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis?
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
Yes.
Councilmember McCants?
Yes.
Councilmember Said?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes.
That motion carries.
Great. Okay. Before I get started on this one, off the record, this is a joke. Okay, let's continue. This one is titled Dancing Ban. Have you ever seen the movie Footloose? Yeah, this is what this is from. Okay. The Gadsden City Council has determined that the act of public dancing may incite moral decay, unruly behavior, and general disturbance of peace and quietude of this town. And whereas numerous residents have lodged complaints regarding rhythmic movement in the public setting and the unregulated expression of joy. And whereas it is the intention of the council to promote orderly conduct, uphold traditional values, and preserve the sanctity of silence in public squares. In quotes, dancing, shall mean any coordinated or uncoordinated movement of the body, feet, or arms set to music, rhythm, or internal inspiration, whether spontaneous or rehearsed. Public space shall include all parks, sidewalks, parking lots, specifically the plaza, school, gymnasiums, churches, barns, basements, and any area not deemed private residence. This includes, but is not limited to, line dancing, swing dancing, slow dancing, break dancing, TikTok routines, and impromptu boogies. There is one exception to this, line dancing by senior citizens who are over the age of 75, provided it occurs only between the hours of 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. First-time offenders shall be issued a citation and required to listen to a 30-minute lecture on the dangers of rhythm. Second-time offenders shall be sentenced to a 3-month jail time. Are there any discussions or questions concerning the ordinance?
I have a discussion.
The chair would like to recognize Councilmember Walker.
So I fully agree with you because I know most of us here have no rhythm. Have you seen our band? So I fully agree with what you're saying and everything like that. So I'd like to pass this.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or concerns?
I have a response for James Walker.
Oh, okay.
I think it's funny that you said our band has no rhythm considering you're in the pit. So
didn't you get kicked out of the band?
All right. Order. Okay. The chair would like to recognize Councilmember Davis.
Okay, first, we do not talk like that up here, guys. Second, what will we do with all of the dance lines at the middle school, high school, the dance studios here in Gadsden? How would you approach that with them? Because there are people who might want to go to like college or dance outside of the city, but they can't even practice here.
So they would either just have to move out of Gadsden, and every single dancing studio in the city of Gadsden would have to either relocate or close. And if they stayed open, once again, they would either have to listen to a 30-minute lecture on dangers of rhythm, or they would be sentenced to 3-month jail time.
Unless it's a private-owned place. So if all those studios are privately owned, they can still dance in them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's public spaces. Yeah.
But if it's a private-owned dance studio, you can't do anything about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm kidding.
Let me just. Okay, public space shall include all parks, sidewalks, parking lots, specifically the plaza, schools, gymnasiums, churches, barns, basements, and any area not deemed private residence. So, for example, DDC, private. Tammy's, private. The school, not private. Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions or remarks?
I have another question.
The chair recognizes Councilmember said.
So, okay, two things. So you're allowing these private-owned businesses, but they're not allowed to go perform publicly for anyone.
Yes, because you can't dance in public because that's inappropriate.
Okay.
But you can go to another city and
They
dance.
could go to another city. We're not.
Have you seen Footloose?
No.
I hate to spoil it, but that's what they do at the end.
Oh, okay. Thanks, guys.
I have another question.
I love you guys.
The chair would like to recognize Councilmember McCants.
You say barns and basements. Is that all barns and basements, or are private barns and basements okay?
If it's private, then it's private, and if it's public, then it's public.
Okay.
So that does that answer your question?
Why is it specified?
Because you can't dance in barns or basements.
Okay.
Publicly owned basements.
Yeah. No, you can't dance in any publicly owned basements.
We couldn't go down to this basement.
No. School basements? No. Are there any other questions? The chair would like to recognize the city engineer.
Oh, dear God.
Cars? No, that's public.
How can you dance in a car, by the way?
You better not get caught.
But a car's a private vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, well then it's on public ground.
But it's private property.
Is that private property?
It depends on where the car's parked. If it's on private property, then it should be.
Let me repeat the public spaces in this one more time. Parks, sidewalks, parking lots, specifically the plaza, school gymnasiums, churches, barns, basements, and any area not deemed private residence. Does that answer your question?
Oh, dear God.
Our attorney.
So how will this pertain to private businesses that are located in an outdoor area such as Sonic?
If the dancing is in an outdoor area, then it's used. Like the ordinance is in all public areas.
Even on private property?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing.
That's okay. Private property is separate from public property. So yeah, somebody owns Sonic, but that's still public property. You can see that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Because that would be considered a parking lot. I can repeat it one more time if you'd like. Are there any other questions or discussions? If there are not any further questions or statements, do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
I motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Let us now vote on the proposed ordinance.
Councilmember Callaway?
Yes.
Councilmember Carter?
Yes.
Councilmember Davis?
Yes.
Councilmember Lipscomb?
Yes.
Councilmember McCants?
No.
What? Just kidding.
Councilmember said?
Yes.
Councilmember Walker?
Yes. I want to take it back.
The motion carries.
Great. Is there any new business?
I have new business.
Seeing none, we will move. Sammy, do you really? Hey, do you really?
No, it's fine.
I didn't think so. Will we move on to the departmental reports? Do we have any departmental reports?
Yes.
Seeing that we have no departmental reports.
Never mind.
I'm just kidding. The chair recognizes our city attorney.
I just wanted to let the people know that the city law office is working very diligently to talk about the issue with the quote-unquote homeless village behind the Gadsden Parks and Recs area that will soon be used for development of the aquatic center. So we're working very diligently along with the ordinance to harbor these new people to develop that area as quickly as possible and really cut these people. Thank you.
Are there any other departmental reports? Please come to the stand. There's a button on the microphone. Press it so it turns green.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to talk about what I learned. So I was with the fleet manager. I got to see where they fix the engines. If someone who's a police officer or firefighter wrecks a vehicle, I saw where they get fixed. I saw the little room they have to go in and get all their parts. There's this one guy and he sits at this, it's like a big storage room and it's really cool. I had fun. It's a really big building too. I actually drive by it multiple times and I had no clue what it was till now. Yeah. And I also learned that there's a lot of people who actually do work there and they put a lot of time and effort in what they do. I also helped them fix their printer because they were having printer problems when I got in there and I got to do that. Yeah, technical skills. So I did that today and yeah. And also they sell used vehicles too. They sold a firefighter vehicle and they sold a school bus and there was one other vehicle and it's like a freight vehicle and they sold that too. So yeah, when a vehicle gets retired, they sell it out of their lot and it's actually really cool. I enjoyed that part because it was really cool. I got to see. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much. Are there any other departmental reports? Moving on to closing remarks. When I say your name, if you would like to say anything to close out today's meeting, please do so. Starting first is our mayor, Susanna.
I would like to say thanks to Ms. Iva for today. It was really fun. I got to learn a lot, I got to be in a meeting with the mayor and learn how he does everything. He is a very, very well-mannered man. He knows what he's doing for sure. So I'm very, very happy to know that Gadsden is in amazing hands and everybody that's in the city council. And to Mr. Sullivan, he is amazing. And for letting me be part of this. This was very fun and I had a great time.
Councilmember Callaway.
I just want to say thanks. I did this last year. It was fun last year. I think I have even more fun this year. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan, for introducing me to this because I probably wouldn't have did it if I didn't know what it was because you just hear about it and you're not really sure exactly what it is. But thank you for allowing me to come again. Thanks to my, city council. I think we had some very interesting ordinances, a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, a lot of debate. So just thanks for being here.
Councilmember Carter.
I just want to say thank you to Mr. Sullivan and the City Council for letting me be a part of this.
Councilmember Davis.
I also want to say thank you, Mr. Sullivan, Ms. Nelson. I know Councilwoman Latham's not here, but she showed me around and that was really fun. And also my fellow council members, that was pretty funny, guys. I think we did really good. And I think we might be the next council, so y'all just watch out for us.
I completely agree.
I think we'll get a lot done here in Gadsden.
Absolutely.
So,
Vote for us. This is our campaign to run.
This is the start. We'll be campaigning all summer. Y'all just wait, okay? But yeah, thank you.
Councilmember McCants.
Again, the people before me said, thank you for this opportunity. I've had a lot of fun. I didn't think the school one would get passed, but but I feel like I don't want to go to school on Fridays, guys.
Then don't go.
Chill.
You're right. This isn't my problem. Thank you all for having for listening to my ordinances, and that's all.
Councilmember said.
I just want to say I love you guys.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yep, that's it.
Aw, that's sweet. Councilmember Walker.
So I would like to thank Mr. Sullivan, Jason Wilson for showing up 30 minutes late, my mom, my dad, my brother. You know, it was amazing coming up here and having a good time.
Great. This was fun. I had a good time. Thank you to everyone for coming here and sitting through this hour and a half. This was fun. Thank you to the city clerk, both of them. I appreciate it. For all their behind-the-scenes help, as well as any city officials and elected officials who assisted in making this happening, especially the CEO of the YMCA who went to some more of our behind-the-scenes work. Finally, I would like to thank Mr. Sullivan for helping put all this together and the students for taking time out of their school day to attend. Okay, do I hear a motion that we adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Do I hear a second?
I second the motion to adjourn.
All in favor of adjourning the message, all in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion carries. You're adjourned.